You hear the screeching of an owl, you hear the wind begin to howl. You know there's zombies on the prowl. And it's terror time again. They've got you running through the night. It's terror time again. And you just might die of fright. It's a terrifying time.
Hello everyone. In today's mod guide, we're covering a bit of a theme that really fits my personal sort of playstyle and atmosphere preferences, especially with winter and fall on the horizon. This theme I'm calling the Long Dark Winter, as all the mods in this list will focus around the darkness or the cold. I think will complement each other for an intriguing and spooky playthrough. But before we begin, I'd like to thank Halo Owl for his lovely artwork on today's video. I'd also like to thank each of y'all for supporting the content via either liking, subbing, or just enjoying the video. I'll also not be covering Cryogenic Winter in this mod, as I've covered that mod in its own video before, but I also have another similar mod to mention. Now let's start with our first pretty ice mod, shall we? When the snow began to fall, and the wind chill howled against the walls of our community, it was a disaster. Many of us lost friends, family, and loved ones at temperatures never recorded in modern ages. But once they'd been taken by the cold, they started to get back up and wander out there amongst the blizzard looking for us. This is the introduction to the Frostbitten mod by Sinovera and Creo Squared. It's a pretty good introduction to their mod. This mod makes the zombies look like they're into frostbitten monstrosities, with their eyes frozen over in an icy blue, seemingly glowing, with their hands and feet also showing these same signs of frostbite, causing them to discolor as they reach their ever-grabbing hands, perhaps to drain the warmth out of your very body and make you yet another one of the frostbitten undead. Overall, I like the aesthetics, and this mod will definitely pair nicely with setting the atmosphere for the upcoming mods on this list. Did you think it couldn't get worse than the dead walking the streets, hunting down those who still live in an attempt to consume their flesh and add to the ever-growing horde? Well, now the sun's gone down and it's never gonna rise again due to the Long Night mod by Django. I hope you got cat's eyes in your normal character loadout, and you better get a hold of a flashlight quick, cause otherwise you're gonna be having a hard time seeing your death coming. But hey, maybe that's more merciful. If you can't see it coming, you won't be quite as afraid before the end, right? This mod makes nighttime eternal, plunging the world in eternal darkness. It's definitely a spooky time, especially if you add in a blizzard to make the visibility even more severe, or storms. Oh yeah, this mod's definitely a great way to set the mood. Do you enjoy Cryogenic Winter, but you think it's a bit too extreme with how intense and cold its snowstorms are? You want a bit more tame but still intense experience? If this is the case, then consider the Eternal Snow mod by Crazy TV. The temperature ranges are a much more reasonable -20 Celsius during the night and -10 during the day, which is nowhere near as cold as Cryo's -250 it can reach in peak winter. Essentially, the blizzards and temperatures are just not as extreme or unforgiving, but still pose a challenge and incentive to bundle up warm and prepare for the worst. So I think it's a good middle ground for someone wanting a little bit more moderate of an experience. Are you trying to stay warm in this combination of mods, but you just can't? The layers of clothing just isn't enough? Well, thanks to Quentin, we have the trench coat mod. This mod adds a functional, proper, good-looking trench coat, and this is a mod that was actually suggested to me by the developer of Cryogenic Winter, back when I was doing live streams of his mod over on Twitch a long while back. And for good reason. This warm and nicely insulated coat will wrap most of your body up. It provides a respectable amount of scratch and bite defense, and it comes in 3 stylish colors. Combine it with a good pair of pants and a hoodie, and you may be the first person to die of a heat stroke in the middle of a blizzard. The main downside is the fact that the trench coat is pretty heavy, at 3 kilograms a pop. So you'll want to be careful not to overdo it and over-encumber your player. But hey, you gotta stay warm somehow, right? It's better than freezing to death. Now, we can't just talk about the atmosphere that these mods can make when they're put together. No, we've got to show y'all. So let's combine all the mods together to really put out that atmosphere and sell it, shall we? If you're looking to be in a dark, dreary, cold winter hellscape, you feel like hell is truly frozen over? Well, if that's the case, then with these 4 mods combined, you've really got the experience. And if you want to make it hardcore, you could sub out the Eternal Winter for Cryogenic Winter Hardcore to add in that Eternal Blizzard and Blinding Fog to really make visibility non-existent. If you want to go another step forward, add the Darkness is Coming. That'll make the darkness and the zombies that much more of a threat. You better bundle up tight, Survivor, because this is going to be a long, dark winter with no end in sight, and the cold has started to even affect the zombies, frosting their eyes into an ice blue, showing visible frostbite as they creep and crawl out of the storms. And if you want to sell the experience even more, maybe crank the population way up while making them slow shamblers to represent the frostbite setting in and slowing their movements. Just be sure to not get dragged off into the snow, because this is how you died, Survivor. Overall, I'm a fan of all these mods. They each add their own twists and flares that when combined make for an excellent and eerie package. Especially in the dead of winter with the undead all around you, those creepier corpses, the blinding snow with the dark, dismal world. The only thing that'd be even better is if you were to combine it with some mods that say add a decayed, rundown city. Maybe something Fallout inspired where buildings are crumbling, collapsing, or twisting and turned to ruins. I think that'd be really cool and add some more tension with the snow while also adding unfamiliar locales to get lost in, especially once the storm steps up and starts really raging and the power goes out, making the buildings darker. But hey, I think this just about wraps up this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to support the content, and speaking of, I want to thank each and every member listed on the screen now. Y'all's support is very much appreciated. This has been Core, and I'll see you next time.